The Infinix Note 30 series from last year kind of centered around wireless charging. The Pro could wirelessly charge by itself, but the regular Note 30, the one I got, had to use a special phone case to wirelessly charge. Well, this year, with the Note 40 series, they kind of doubled down on wireless charging, but then added magnets. While other smartphone brands are taking accessories out of their packaging, Infinix is adding more stuff. They're giving the consumer everything they'll possibly need, and even a wireless charging pad. Now, first off, I'm not sure if every region will get this same Note 40 packaging, so make sure you confirm that before you buy one. But yeah, if you do get it, it's pretty straightforward. Put the phone in the case it comes with, connect a Type-C cable to the wireless charging pad, then connect to power. Now put the two close together and it should snap in place thanks to the magnets. And just like that, it's charging wirelessly. Oh, and if you're wondering, yes, the Note 40 would also charge wirelessly even without the phone case, which is cool. What's also cool is that if you compare the Note 40 to the Note 30, there are a bunch of new features that Infinix added to obviously make the phone better. But I would also say that there are some things that they removed that some would argue makes the phone worse. Design is definitely better. It's more squared off, flat, boxy, and I love it. I got mine in obsidian black, but like I always say, it looks more blue than it does look black. But it's still nice. Most of the rear is matte, while the rectangular camera module is glossy. But because your hands are not really ever touching the camera module, it's fine. I also saw that there's a gold color that might maybe look better, but not gonna lie, I do like this minimal, simple look that this one has. So we already talked about how Infinix added all the accessories that you would need, like the wired earphones. But if you look at the bottom of this phone, you'll notice there's no headphone jack. It's also not at the top. So that's one of the things they removed. And then the other is the micro SD card slot. The tray at the bottom is just for your SIM cards. So no headphone jack and no micro SD card slot. Now for the headphone jack, I don't think a lot of people would be upset about that because most people these days don't use one, but I think the SD card might be a bigger issue. The only positive is that the Note 40 comes base with 256 gigabytes of storage. And I think for regular people, that is more than enough. But yeah, back to the tour. We have two mics and two speakers. These speakers, just like the Note 30s, are tuned by JBL, and they sound very loud. To the right, you'd find the power and volume buttons. The power button is literally just a button, and that's because the fingerprint sensor is now underneath the display. It's an optical sensor, so it's not blazing fast, but it's fast enough. And it also looks cool. So again, when compared to the Note 30, there's a lot of new stuff. It looks and feels different. And that's the exact same story with the display. It's very different. First off, Infinix changed the notch. It's now a hole punch cutout. They also went from an 84.5% screen to body ratio to 89.9%. The refresh rate, formerly 60 Hz, now 120 Hz. The peak brightness went from 600 nits to 1300 nits. So you get the point, it's different. Much better even. It was only the resolution and display panel that stayed the same. The display looks honestly very impressive. In fact, when compared to the Pro model, the only major difference is that this doesn't have a curved display. But even with it being flat, you can still sort of see and feel a slight curve on that flat display. It definitely helps with gestures. So again, the display is really good. Looks good, very little bezel, smooth, and pretty bright. It's definitely better. To match that new display, we have new software. This is running on XOS version 14 on top of Android 14. Now, although XOS 14 looks very similar to XOS 13 and comes with a lot of the same features, there are some new stuff. Under personalization, you can now edit the lock screen. You can change the clock style, font, and color. You can also change how you want notifications to appear on the lock screen. And lastly, change the shortcuts on the lock screen. Lock screen customization is kind of the highlight feature of Android 14, so it's nice to see Infinix implement this. Also, under personalization, there's a setting called color, which lets you choose a specific color which you would see all around the UI. So that's kind of like Material You, which again, I'm so glad that Infinix is trying to implement. The only thing I would add is I wish they could move the themed icon setting to the color section. So that way everything is just kind of there and you can change the setting yourself. This isn't new, but we have the AI wallpaper generator, which basically lets you create whatever wallpaper you want using AI. This though might be new. Under live wallpapers, there are some new styles that can be tweaked and messed around with to create very original wallpapers. Overall, there are a lot of options you can customize to your heart's content, which is very nice. The G99 Ultimate is the chipset of choice here. You might recall that this was the same chipset used on the Spark 20 Pro Plus. In my review of that device, I said the G99 Ultimate is basically an overclocked version of the G99. It would without a doubt handle all your phone needs. It's great at multitasking. You can have multiple apps open, up to 18 according to Infinix. It's really good at multitasking. It also comes with 8 gigs of RAM, which can be extended to 16 with virtual RAM, but frankly, I don't think you would need to. I was able to play all my favorite games with really no issues, no overheating, no lagging. Gameplay was really smooth. Again, for a $200 phone, performance is really good. The only thing you might complain about is that this is a 4G device, not a 5G device. But then again, when you look at the price and all the features it comes with, asking for 5G may be a little bit too much. This has really 2 cameras. I know it looks like it has more. On the rear, there's the 108 megapixel main sensor, a 2 megapixel depth sensor, and an AI camera. These are some of the pictures that I took on the Note 40. I took pictures of humans, I took pictures of random objects, of cars, of plants, and they all turned out really good. I was honestly really impressed with the image quality. Now, although it's a 108 megapixel main camera, it wouldn't actually take 108 megapixel photos. I think they would be brought down to 12 megapixels. But if you want that extra sharp, extra detailed shot, then you'd have to switch to the 108 megapixel mode. But frankly, I think most people would just be shooting in the default camera mode, which again, looks really good. The only mode you should be shooting in when it comes to video is 1080p 30 FPS, because that comes with stabilization. And then when it comes to its quality, it's actually really good. Outdoors with really good lighting, these are the types of results to expect. And if I remember correctly, this is much better than the Note 30. With big phones, you typically get big batteries, and this is no different. We get a 5000 mAh battery, and with light to medium use, it would last the entire day. If you're streaming content, like watching YouTube videos, you can expect this phone to last for 10 plus hours. So battery life is very okay, but that's not where this phone shines. It's with charging. It has so many different charging features. First and foremost, we have 45 watts wired charging. When I tested it, it took an hour 10 minutes to go from 0 to 100%, which honestly wasn't that impressive. And that's when I realized that there are charging modes, 3 of them: hypercharge, smart charge, and low temp charge. I was in smart charge, that's why I wasn't that fast. Hypercharge is where you want to be if you want that quick boost. According to Infinix, you can go from 0 to 50% in 20 minutes. Anyway, so we have 45 watt wire charging. We also have wireless charging, which we've already talked about. But then we also have reverse wired and wireless charging. So you can use your phone to charge your friends' phones. And then there's also something called bypass charging. When it's turned on, it doesn't charge the battery, but the motherboard directly. This prevents the battery from overheating and also degrading faster. Very useful. The Note 40 costs roughly $220, but in Naira, that's about 330,000 Naira. Now, of course, it shouldn't be this high here in Nigeria, but because of the Naira situation, it is. And I guess it's unfortunate. Okay, so what do I think of the Note 40? Well, if it wasn't clear already, I'm pretty impressed with it. It's a phone that's actually pretty decent in every single category. And on top of that, we have wireless charging. Anyway, that's my review of the Infinix Note 40. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you when you see me.